Welcome back to part 4 on when Vegito turned Super Saiyan 4 in Dragon Ball Super. If you missed the first 3 parts, make sure to check those out. I'll have the playlist listed in the description box in the comment section below, but if I forget one of those, you can just look in the playlist section of my channel and it'll be there as well. So just a quick recap if you're new, and make sure before we do that, you guys go ahead and subscribe if you're actually new for weekly Dragon Ball topic discussion, content, as well as a story. But the first 3 parts essentially was just the background on how we got to this point. Goku and Vegeta are actually best friends in this story. Vegeta came to Earth with Goku. He never worked for the Frieza Force. They still have the same general family background. Vegeta still married to Bulma, had his children. Goku, with obviously Chi-Chi, had Gohan, Goten, so on and so forth. All that's pretty much the same. The main caveat of this story is that Goku and Vegeta have to fight much stronger villains in this timeline than they previously, or I should say than they currently do, really, in where Dragon Ball Super is today. So they can't rely on their individual powers in order to kind of come up with these heroic feats. They're actually going to have to rely on fusion, and that's the whole basis of this story. So that's essentially the basic summary of the first 3 parts. They had a one-on-one skirmish, and then part 3, which has led them to where we are now, heading back to Earth with a big feast. Whis and Beerus are also with them, and they're going to obviously hang out with the gang. So here we go. Part 4. Now, not known to Goku, Vegeta, and in fact anybody that's heading to Earth, there's a serious evil approaching the planet. Both Saiyans can kind of sense the power as they get to Earth, but they don't tell the others during the dinner time feast, and obviously for good reason. Whis and Beerus also confirm this power's existence and exclaim that this is something strange that they really haven't sensed before, though Beerus feels like it's familiar, and obviously being a god that's been around for millions of years, there's a lot of things that Beerus has sensed, but he can't remember it all. And according to the angel attendant, Goku and Vegeta may not be able to handle this approaching threat on their own. And he says that the time to finally fuse may be happening sooner than expected. Now the sun is beginning to set, and a huge crash and eruption happens a few miles away from where the Z Fighters were feasting at Capsule Corp. Goku and Vegeta quickly tell the group, their family, their friends to get to safety as they will go and intercept this unknown threat. Of course, in traditional fashion, Goten and Trunks are like, we want to tag along, but their fathers inform them that this threat is way too dangerous for anyone else to be around, even Gohan, Piccolo, and the others. So with that being said, Goku, Vegeta, Whis, Beerus, and the Supreme Kai with the Poteras head in the direction of this new threat. Now, as they arrive to the wasteland, they see a mysterious figure that kind of resembles the appearance of Kid Buu, but it's not Kid Buu. This creature has an unorthodox body composition with longer legs and shorter arms, stands at the height of Lord Beerus. The eyes on this figure kind of glow in a weird, hazy yellow color, and Goku and Vegeta both ask this mysterious figure who it is, where did it come from, why is it here on Earth, and is it here to cause trouble? The character responds, but the language is completely unknown to the Saiyans. They can't quite make it out. Beerus, however, standing there with his arms crossed, recognizes the language. After he does some thinking, it says it's an old dialect from an extinct species on a distant world several 100,000 years ago. Beerus goes on to explain that this planet hosted reptilian creatures with the ability to self-regenerate. The planet itself was very hostile, and any living forms on this planet all had to adapt in extreme ways in order to survive. Beerus says this creature is one of those. And before Goku and Vegeta even have a chance to really gather themselves and understand, as they both kind of go, what? Wow, really? The creature attacks them without any notice, catching both of the Saiyans off guard. And this is just your traditional kind of surprise attack. Of course, Beerus and Whis can't interfere in this matter with this situation, so Goku and Vegeta are on their own and are quite literally taken back by this new threat. They can sense its energy, but once the creature starts to move and attack, that's when they can't sense anything, and that's what's going to make this battle very dangerous, and they learn that very quickly. They've been used to being able to sense the energy of previous villains and threats that have come their way, and that obviously helps them in the midst of battle. But this creature, they can't sense what it's going to do the second it actually starts to move. They can only sense its power when it's standing still. It kind of has them in a little bit of a shock because they haven't quite faced a character like this. They've dealt with villains in the past who have been very good at suppressing their energy, or perhaps had a specific type of energy that wasn't very detectable in certain points. But this creature gives off no sense of energy, no sense of power the second it starts to move. It's as if it's actually invisible and it's not even there. Therefore, Goku and Vegeta, who have relied on using their Saiyan instincts and kind of being able to sense ki a little bit in battle since they've been little, they can't rely on that now. So now they find themselves in a weird position where they're really going to have to focus and dial in and try to work as best as they can together to defeat this new threat. But it's very clear that this creature is much more powerful than they are individually, and they're going to have to find out a way to do this, considering that they still were only halfway through their training in order to maximize their fusion. That's essentially where part 5 is going to leave off. Goku and Vegeta get back on their feet. They assume their battle stance and they're ready to go. Or part 4, I should say, because that's where we'll begin part 5. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed so far. I'm trying to get into doing more stories. I haven't really done it a lot. I think this is literally only like my second or third one that I've actually done on YouTube. Hopefully you guys again are enjoying so far. Make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new for weekly Dragon Ball content. We'll come back in part 5 and part 6 here very soon. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think and how this story is actually going to progress. Unfortunately, that's all the time I have for you right now. But I will see you all later in part 5 when Vegito turns Super Saiyan 4 in Dragon Ball Super. Goodbye.